if you look at success, I think that Rally is undeniably an extremely successful company and has been for the life of the company. It's been at a very steady, solid growth pace for the type of business it's at. A couple of rounds ago, they had a new investor come in, and the investor said, "Man, there's a lot of steak here, but there's no sizzle." And like the fourth time he said that, I'm like, "Dude, don't you get it? These guys are like, don't you want that? Isn't that good?" They built something that was very substantive and very deliberate, but it wasn't sexy. And part of that was the domain, part of that was, the evolution of the company. And it was very interesting, sort of as it unfolded over time, to see both Tim and Ryan get comfortable with a business that wasn't driving on the revenue side faster than the cost side. Because Avitech had been a business that you had to make money every month. And there was, in this time period, there was a lot of sort of internal tone of, are we succeeding or not? Because we need to raise more money, we need to da-da-da-da-da. And it's been very interesting, even if you wind the clock backwards 2 or 3 years, there was a point at which it became clear the company was successful, and sort of that imbalance went away. And I think it's worth talking about. You started talking about the difference between a self-funded, bootstrapped consulting business and a venture-backed product business. You want to spend a few minutes sort of looking backwards on what the difference between those two are?
Well, a professional services company is a really simple business. You sell the work, you manage the work, you do the work, you make your customers happy, they hire you again, and you repeat. You just keep repeating. And we did a couple of things in our business, and my wife was great. We had basically her and a intern running almost a $10 million business just with the two of them, when we had maybe 10 in accounting at Rally when we were doing half the revenue, right? So it's a clean, efficient business if you pay attention to doing it that way. So I was able to grow and learn by going to YEO and other things to help me develop my leadership skills and keep quite a few steps ahead of what was demanded of me to grow at that pace in that business.
YEO being Young Entrepreneurs
Young Entrepreneurs Organization, which is a phenomenal mentorship group. A venture-backed company, well, first of all, a product company has sales, has marketing, has product development, has a real IT, it's a real company, whereas the services is just a big project that you get paid for and you kind of scale up a little bit. So I didn't know anything about product development. Of course, Ryan came from that background, which helped tremendously. But I would go into meeting after meeting and have absolutely no idea what the right decision was, or how to make that decision, or be able to define a strategic vector for that wasn't me, and it still isn't me, except I've been doing it for 6 years now, so I've heard Ryan repeat it enough and have told the story enough that it's become very easy. Managing a board. I had some pretty tumultuous board meetings in the first couple of years. I'm not sure I've reflected on a whole lot and understand it, but...
Most of the assholes on your board.
Well, it could be. I actually fought with Brad more because I cared more about what he said than some of the others. But having a boss, everybody works for somebody, but... having been an entrepreneur for 6-7 years and not having a boss, it's very different. And when you deeply care about what your bosses think because of the respect that you have for them, and the others in the room too, it's a lot more stressful. Obviously, taking other people's money. I mean, we took other people's money this last time, and it felt pretty easy, but we took $16 million, and the company's worth more than $100 million, and it's like, all of a sudden, that feels like nothing to me now, but that first $3 million and Ryan's first $400,000, his parents were going to go out $100,000 or whatever they invested in the company. That's hard. That's really hard.